So our speaker is a data scientist and artificial intelligence product owner. Currently supports multiple projects as an executive product leader at Data Scientist Network. He had more than 20 years of experience of drawing insights from very large data sets as an earth scientist, stress modeler, and well site geologist at Chevron Nigeria Limited. He received the Global Reservoir Management Excellence Award in reducing geologic non-productive time to 67%, with a total cost saving of $24 million in the Chevron Chevron NNPC partnership project Cheetah drilling campaigns. Mr. Noel is a trained geophysicist and is a graduate of the Harvard Business School. Please jam your hands together as we welcome Mr. Noel Abdullahi. So he'll be speaking to us on best practices to win a hackathon, especially this one that $10,000 is at stake. So let's sit down and enjoy all the juicy details he'll be sharing with us. Welcome, Mr. Noel.
Thank you, Chinazo. All right. So I want to welcome you all to this presentation. And why I'm here today is basically to just share some tips with us on how to organize ourselves in a hackathon, because everything about a hackathon is more of how you strategize and how you plan. You can have the best idea, but if you don't, strategize on how you're going to win that prize, at the end of the day, the person with the best strategy wins. And so just be sharing a few tips with us on that so that we can just glean some wisdom. And I hope that we are all, assembling our team together and doing all the necessary preparations before the main event. So the slide we are seeing was me. That was the first hackathon I attended, a couple of years ago. And it was organized by my team then. It was called Applied Research and Technology Services. And those are my teammates. I was the lead for the team. It's called Team Diamond. And we came up as the first runner-up, even though we didn't win. The way it was designed was that the best two projects would win. The management was going to invest money to scale it up and implement it and develop it. And I think we were the second, so we were able to make the numbers. So it was just for about 5 days. In that 5 days, we learned about 3 applications, and then we just used 2 days to develop our solution. So you can imagine how intensive it was. I think DSN has done a great job and giving you people soft landing with all the immersions I've been seeing in the last couple of weeks, trying to even prepare you way ahead. So you have no excuse not to deliver on this. So basically that was the solution. So and part of the secret of winning was more of, of having the right strategy. So we actually developed a low-code solution to help in project management. And the first and foremost thing you want to really do in a thing like a hackathon is basically to really define the problem you are trying to solve. I say that if you are able to clearly, in very simple terms, define the problem you are trying to solve, I think you have done close to 80% of the job. So most of the job is that ability to define the problem you're trying to solve. And it's not as easy as it sounds, and when I say define the problem, I'm not saying write a paragraph. I'm saying do a 1 or 2 lines. You can see a couple of startups that were able to raise money and how they define their problems. I just brought these samples for us to see. This was extracted from bubble.com, and some of these companies like Dividend, the problem they were just trying to solve was clean energy, offers clean energy home financing, just very, very, very succinct. And they were able to raise about $265 million in venture funding. And then we had the likes of Teal. This tracks and organizes job search. That's the problem that we're just trying to solve. You can see how simple, straightforward it is. And they were able to raise $5 million in venture funding. So it's very important that we have these brainstorming sessions where we try to define the problem we're trying to solve. Once that is done, then you want to go to work on that. And so this also is something we need to have. We need to have the vision of success. The vision of success is what you are expecting to see, the product you're expecting to see at the end of the hackathon, what you're trying to create, and it doesn't have to be too fanciful. Now, to the left was what we used to use before for our project management, just basically spreadsheets and all that. But we're able to develop a framework, a dynamic dashboard, and also with Autoflow, we're able to, with that, automate a lot of things like notifying people on their deliverables and the deadlines. And we wanted to move this thing because before you just could not access this thing except you are logged into the system. But we now said, okay, no, for efficiency, let's move it in such a way that people can access all these things on or do their updates on their mobile phones and on their tablets. That's why you see on the right, that was what we wanted to see. And you can see how we just created that dashboard, all integrated, Autoflow, Flow, Power BI, and what's the other third application again? I can't remember the name now. So we just, okay, and they call it Power App, we're able to put it all together and came up with this, what we wanted to see. And so something like this, it doesn't have to be like this. You can just even take a sheet of paper or a cardboard and design what is available, what is obtainable, what you want to improve on, because developing a product sometimes is just an enhancement, it's just an improvement on what exists, not that you necessarily have to create something brand new, but just what is missing that, you plug into that thing and it makes the thing, something super. So that was the kind of thing we did here. It wasn't something so spectacular, but it was something that, was helpful to the team, for us as team members, and it was also helpful to our management. So if the MD is calling our GM, what's the status of things, he just pulls up his phone and is able to talk on the go. And for the kind of company we were running then, you always need to be on top of your game. So it just has to be, something this simple. So if you have a sheet of paper, just have where you are, and then you can have an imagination of where you want to be. And there is this site. I don't know if I will be able to access it now that I'm on full presentation mode. If as many of you can, type it down. It's called bubble.com. I did a demo this morning. In about 5 minutes, I created a dashboard and I'd done a UI UX design, for a product in just 5 to 10 minutes, and everybody could see it. I don't know, maybe if after my presentation this time I could just show us. But there are all those tools are there, low-code solutions, where even before you start all the back-end job, you would have done a lot on the front end. You can have a picture of what you want to see way ahead of the time, So those are the kind of things I think that we should be doing now. It will go a long way to help us. The vision, it says write it down, make it plain. It makes it very easy for you to achieve what you want to achieve, and let everybody in the team, be part of this. It helps them to really grasp where we are going, and it makes it easy for them to be able to make the kind of contributions that we want them to make. All right. So I saw the wonderful accomplishments by DSN, in the last presentation, and that is really commendable. They've made great impact, especially in the area of research. And I know that part of the next phase of the evolution of DSN is to build products that are commercially viable. I tell people, if you can just note this down, innovation is product multiplied by commercialization. Now, if you are building a product and you're not commercializing it, you are not innovating. And DSN is an innovative company, and we want all those who are, participating in this hackathon to have that innovation mindset. That means that, you want to build something that is scalable. It's scalable because you have done your research to know that, oh, this thing is a problem to so many people. So from the onset of, don't look at this as a project. I was reading an article, some time ago, and it's documented that MIT, gets about 900 of their graduates out into entrepreneurship every year, building amazing products. If you want to see most of the people building products, that's the kind of numbers you are seeing. When the average other university in the US, like Harvard, usually just graduates about 40 to 30 of their graduates go into entrepreneurship. So you can see the margin very wide. And that is because the MIT curriculum is really, really designed for them to think of products, and they have that entrepreneurial mindset, So I want to believe that it's something that we can leverage on. And entrepreneurship is really integrated into their curriculum. So when you're building a product is not a project. Yeah, you can do a fantastic project, but it's not a product. If it cannot scale, if we cannot duplicate it, then what you have is a project. And I want to believe that what we want to do is something that is scalable, and there are steps to making that happen. Okay, so once you're able to turn a project, sometimes it starts as a project but ends up like a product. I think that was the story of Spot On. It started like a project, but it now has become a product. And once it becomes a product, it becomes scalable. Then you have a company. And that's really the goal, of the kind of things we want to see, in the products that a lot of you who are participating in this hackathon are going to be working on. We want to see you come up with scalable products, so that after the hackathon, we continue to work on it. And of course, we should be able to commercialize one or two of them. And that's what we're looking at having. So beyond just winning the immediate $10,000, you could actually go on and build one of the African unicorns, with whatever it is that you are doing here. Being in this hackathon is a great opportunity of hands-on learning, within a very short period of time. And I commend all of you who, took the boldness and the initiative to be part of this. So, and there are essential skills which, whether within in the hackathon here or outside the hackathon, that you will need, for product development. There are a lot of wonderful product development courses in Udacity. There's what they call the growth product development course. As many of you that can, buy that course and do it, it will go a long way and really give you the insights of what is really needed, when you say you want to build a product. It is a lot. It's not just about having the idea. It's not just about knowing how to code. It's a lot. And majorly, what will make you is build a successful product is your ability to think critically and your ability to communicate. So these skills increase your chance of success, of hitting that, of getting that $10,000 that is up for grabs. So I need you people to pay attention to this. I know a lot of the training you have received so far, a lot of them have been very technical, Rasta and all the kind of stuff, here, Mr. Weary teaching you, and Patrick, very technical, but you need to, for winning this hackathon, that's like a very good foundation. But you need to be able to think critically, and you need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to ask the right questions, which leads me to the next slide that we're going to be looking at. Sorry. Okay. So, sorry. So let me just conclude on product and just pause when I was. I'll continue the issue of critical thinking in the next slide. Okay. So in building a product, the foundation of any product is data. If you don't understand your data, you cannot build product. Product is built on your ability to understand your data, what your data is saying, and then from there, you now develop ideas. So there's a loop called the build, measure, learn, feedback loop, which are things you're going to be applying. And I know that some of the trainings you've done, you have access to data already. Make sure you understand those data. Make sure you're able to see how those data communicate with one another. And above all, be able to translate that data from knowledge to insights. And by the time you start getting the insights will tell you, where there is a market, where there is opportunity. And then you want to not just build. Yeah, you can build. Anybody can build anything, but you want to build something that there is a market for. That's the kind of mindset I want us to have. So it's not just about building. We want to build something that there is a market for. And really, in terms of using Geospatial for health mobility tracking, I think COVID has already shown that it's something that there is a big market for. If we can be able to just hit that hammer at the right spot, I think commercializing products like this would be something that is very doable and something that is very possible. So your own hackathon, as you've been narrowed down to an idea. I think some work has been done that, look, this is like a jackpot. This is something that has ability to scale. So a lot of work, I think, has been done. So it's just for us to see how we're able to beat around this data and look at it together, understand it, and generate ideas that can help us to build the kind of products we want. Of course, we're not expecting you to do that, build an extremely fantastic product. In this hackathon, the goal should just be for you to build what we call an MVP, the minimum viable product. And that's where things like critical thinking comes in. The minimum viable product is, if I want to build a car, I want to ask myself, okay, if I want to build a car, what does a car do? A car moves people from one place to another, right? And so that's what a car is supposed to do. So you see, so my solution is I want to build a solution that moves people from one place to the other. Now, the car is the end goal, right? But if they say, okay, do something today is this is 409, for instance, do something before the end of the day, something that can move people from one place to another. I can't do that in one day. I can't even build a car. I don't think, I don't know how long it takes, but I know it's not something that can be done so quickly, So the first thing I want to do is to build maybe a skateboard. I think it is possible to build a skateboard, within a day or two. That's just what, so that you already have something that is doing it, even though it's not perfect. You have created an engine, and from there you are learning, and really, that's really the agile mindset. You want to fail fast, So let's avoid perfectionism. What we want is that what is what you can do within the time frame you are given. In one day, what can you do? You can put sticks together, put tires on it, and it can show traction that, oh, okay, yeah, this thing can move, but it can only move me for just a very short distance. And then from there, people will take up that idea. Every idea you see today, the moving vehicle, this is where it started from. Then people will take up that idea and keep fine-tuning, and over the years, it will come up with something perfect. So avoid perfectionism and do good critical thinking. Like I said, what you just need is that minimum viable product, but a lot of thought has to go into it. You want to ask, I tell people, if you want to think, if I say, let's think, you don't think by just, I'm thinking, no. You think by questioning your mind. You think by asking questions. So critical thinking is something that is initiated as we ask the right questions. And you keep hearing me saying this, ask the right questions, because that is very critical, And so in your teams, you need to have at least who, what, why, the three W's. Every time you're thinking of your product, who is this thing going to benefit? Okay, whose market does this product we are building spoils? Because sometimes the product you are building is spoiling somebody else's market. Uber came and, the yellow cabs, it also became a problem to them. So you need to give all the thoughts, all those scenarios, you need to put them together. So usually it's always good. You have, I don't know how the setup would be, but you have places where these questions, you have them there. Who, this thing we are building, who is it for? Because it will help you to be able to ensure that you build something that is addressing, the need of a very large group of people. Because if the people are not large enough, you can't scale, right? So those are questions you want to ask. What the next thing is, what are the strengths of this? Like I was talking of the MVP. Yes, yes, we have something that can move, but it can move you if rain starts falling. Rain is going to beat you. You must be able to state all these things clearly when you're making your presentations of your MVP. And these are the limitations. So those now be captured as areas that can be worked upon and areas that can be improved. And then the other thing is, you want to know, okay, what other alternatives are there aside this? These are things you want to think about, so that you don't get there and, some of the, I don't know if you have judges just say something, why didn't we think of it? But if you thought of it and you put it in your presentation, it puts you at advantage. That means you have done critical thinking. When you do critical thinking, it will help you to preempt. So you may want to put yourself in the position of a judge, maybe group yourselves into, okay, I'm going to judge you guys, make this presentation. And you want to do that, you want to probe all the things that you have done. It's written somewhere in scripture. It says, judge yourself and you'll not be judged by others, right? So you need to do that work, drive this thing in and ensure that the message is passed across very well. When you talk, people know that you have given thought to what you are doing. And like they said, good thinking, and you see a good product, it's the summary of people who have taken time to think. I don't know how many of you guys are going to be in teams, but I know that putting all your knowledge together, there is no how you're going to come out with something fantastic, all right? So, of course, the other question is what I've already I mentioned earlier, which is the question of why is this a problem? Why is this a challenge? Okay, and why will people want to buy? You must always consider that. Why will people want to buy this? So those are the kind of questions that will stir up, the ideas that will help you to build a good product. And remember, I was telling you people that innovation is is commercialization multiplied by invention. So if you put that, innovation definitely will lead to us having products. Okay, so that's fine. So this is a video that I think it's online. I don't know how many of us have seen it. I'm going to play it for briefly, and I just want the participants to respond to see how can this be done better. You watch the video. I don't want to talk about the video, and then let me get your thoughts in the chat box. This is really about communication amongst team members, because if the team members are not communicating effectively, no matter how fantastic the idea is, the output will not be good, because many times the person that has the idea is not the person that is going to implement. You understand? So it's very important that we set up proper communication channels to ensure that what we have in our head is what is being communicated. It's what comes to reality. So I'll just play this video, and then I want to just get a response from us. Maybe in the next, we'll just do this little exercise so that the teams can begin to organize their communication strategy. How they're going to be working as a team during the course of the hackathon. Sorry. All right, so that was we had the business analyst, we had the coder, and then we had the developer, And at the end of the day, sorry, I don't want to use the word for that, but brilliant idea, but it was not properly implemented. So yes, I can see Ayo says wrong communication influence wrong product. Thank you. Excellent. Yes, any other ideas from this? So these are things you want to, okay, so what are you people going to do to ensure what could these guys have done differently? I'm just thinking it's just something to stir our minds and curiosity. I don't want to just reel out answers to you, but what do you think this team would have done differently to have been able to effectively put their ideas together and come up, in one with something that what they had in their head was what they ended up implementing. Yes, any takers on that? I'm just thinking, what if these guys just had one paper? They were not even facing each other, they were backing each other, and what could have been different? Yes, so okay, they said I should start rounding up. Whoa, okay. How many minutes do I have? Ineffective communication. So as a team, we need to communicate effectively, in this hackathon. Let's move quickly now so that I get to the meat of this. So it's possible for you to build your MVP quickly. And this is something we've done before now. When I had this running a startup, some time ago, and were able to design their MVP. They were trained the same day and they came up with it. We use something known as bubble.com. As many of you who can, you can actually go there. I can't do any simulation today because my time is already running out. But with bubble.com and the other low-code platforms where you can prototype quickly and see exactly what you want to build. And with that, whether before you do any back-end development, you have a clear picture, a vision of success of what you want to see. So next slide. Right. So these are just, this is like the core of why we're having this meeting. You need to come with a can-do spirit. A can-do spirit meaning that you believe that you're going to win this hackathon. Yes, we can. It's one of the values of DSN, the can-do spirit. So you need to have that mindset and be hungry to win. Be clear on your motive for attending the hackathon. Be hungry to win. Plan and prepare for the hackathon in advance, which I know a couple of you are already doing. And then you need to start setting up your templates and all the components that can help you build prototypes fast, which some of them I've already shared with you. And you need to do your research and go through, simple applications, maybe things that have been done, around this space and see how it works. Maybe you may just want to improve on what's already existing. And luckily for you, the theme has already been given to you in advance, and you people should find good time to do brainstorming so that you have practical ideas that can be implemented fast. Everything has to be fast. Okay, form your team and leverage on know each other's strengths, know who is good at what, who is good at sketching, who is good at translating, who is good at writing, and then you assign those responsibilities to those people. And you need to always have a leader. You should always have a leader who gives direction on how things should flow through. And of course, all your ideas, it's very important that you think through your ideas. Focus on the main problem statement. Who is the end user? What is your hypothesis? What problem are you trying to solve for them? Those are things that you need to think through, which we've talked about when it comes to critical thinking. And consider the time involved in executing the ideas. Of course, you don't have so much time. So you want to pick only those features, right, that you can build within 24 hours. And with a clear product vision, you can create a rough prototype, like I said, just on paper, So validate all your concepts, use data as much as possible, inferential statistics, not just talk, because whatever you sing, whatever you're doing, you have to back it up with points. And then your focus should be on building an MVP. And I've tried to describe what an MVP is. And of course, last but not the least, the second to the last thing is for you to invest time for the presentation, because I believe this is going to be presented. Get your presentations together and practice your presentation amongst yourself even before you go and present to the panelists. If you do that, it will go a long way to help you. Let some people act as the judge and all that. And then, of course, you need to know the kind of people you are presenting to. That would help you to frame your presentation properly. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think my time, as I was telling you, my time is up. If it's not up, let me know. But if it's up, I think if we stop here, this is a comfortable place for us to stop. Yeah. So for bubble.com, somebody is asking whether there will be. If you go to bubble.com, it's friendly. It's easy to use. It's easy to use, and if you have any issues, they have videos and stuff that can help you. Yeah.